Hey, little people, it's the main man here, giving you another intense, chaotic match. This time, it's Danian on Danian Carnage. We have my hard-hitting Danian team against an infect strategy Danian team. I love seeing Danian infect decks. I don't really feel like I see it too often. This is probably the second or third one I've played against, and they're really fun to look at. Infect always intrigued me when I was a kid because you would get the Infect cards, the packs, and be like, "Oh my god, what is this?" But I never was able to do it. I think that either didn't fully understand it or was missing some key cards to it. So getting able to see what it would kind of function as in the card game is really cool in my opinion. So the strategy for this deck is you infect as many of your opponent as possible, and Wamma Hive Ordinance. His passive ability is any infected creature cannot flip over their battle gear, which is really, really, really crazy good. It stops so many boost bonuses that you could possibly give, your creatures. Because think about it, battle gear, it's like a third of the boost you can give them, right? You can boost them with locations, you can boost them with musics, and you can boost them with your battle gear. So turning off a third of your advantages against the opponent is really crazy to do. So Tobble here is a sacrificial lamb. That's who I'm fighting against right now. Tobble, for a music counter, can infect a creature, and he's casting Deep Dirge, which is a generic music, which allows him to sacrifice or no, never mind. It allows a minion to use its minion text even though there's no chieftain, which is very important here. And his minion text is you can sacrifice a Mandalore to infect so many creatures. I guess it'd be another three. Um, but so that's my low battery alert. Um, so he's not trying to win this fight. He's trying to, he's going to sacrifice him to infect all my creatures to stop them from battle gear going up. Now, my Irabik already has his battle gear flipped up, so there's nothing he can do about that, but he does infect my other three creatures. And I guess we should go over what my team is. In the back, I have my Queen of the Danians herself to give some hive bonuses, high music counters. Right next to her at the top is your Holden. He activates Hive, which is good to conserve my Queen's Hive counters for Nimni. Below him, I have Lore with his high damage dealing ability. And my main attackers, I have two Earbeaks, probably my favorite Danian ever. He has Water 5 and always with the Torn Cream to give him another Water 5 for Water 10. And then trying in the middle, my Nimi. He is a Danian Noble, and when Hive is activated, he gets 5 energy and 5 to all disciplines for each Mandiblore. Sadly, we are trying a different middle fighter out. If you've been seeing me play around, we are trying out Como Assimilated to try to get some cool little plays with him. So, because of the location, the Darkened Dunes, he's able to send his Nimi all the way into my back row to try to get that lore. But because of my Queen of the Danians ability, he gets Defender, so I'm able to intercept him. And so I feel like I have to win this specific fight because if I don't, he can start kind of going after my back row pretty easy. So I feel like I have to win it. My guy does have 5 more health than his, but I don't get the battle gear, and his battle gear lets him get Earth 5 because he's a Danian. Now, I do get my best attack card straight off the rip. Ice Disc will do 30 hull damage, so now I'm ahead in the energy playing field. And I have 2 other good cards. Caustic Cascade, which does 20 damage, and Invader's Tactics, which will do 15. So there's a very powerful Ghost Gouge, another Invader's Tactics. So I'm going to go ahead and do my Caustic Cascade. That would deal 20. Just a generic attack card. Like, one of those all good decks should have. Doesn't do anything. It just hits big. Oh, he's got another Ice Disc. So pretty, he's definitely trying to win this battle. What that would do, I believe, 35, 40. So here I'm going to be throwing Lore at him. Lore for a immediate counter can deal 10 damage. So essentially he can do 30 damage throughout the game if he doesn't gain any music counters. So think about it. It's like a cannon and casualty and a half worth of damage in a creature. Pretty good. Pretty good. I like them. I think I also had them as a kid. My childhood collection got lost, unfortunately, so I don't remember exactly what was all in it. I know I had a Maxor, and it's very sad that I lost that, but I'm pretty sure I had a lore too. So now I'm healing my Nimi to keep him around, and boom. Now it's 35 to 15, and it's my attack. So I do Invader's Tactics. That'll do 15 damage. So unless he heals, this is a code. But, he's not going to, he doesn't want to give up this fight. So, of course, he's going to heal with the Carnivore's Keening. That'll give him 30 health, but Recklessness 10. So he essentially gets 3 attacks out of it before he codes himself. A great little card if you know you're going to be able to code the opponent with the next attack. It only costs 1 music counter, too. So there's the Luge of Doom. That'll do a 25 to me, but 10 to him. So it'll be 10 to 20, I believe, once this goes through. But I'm making sure I heal again. Again, I don't believe I can lose this fight, or, should lose it. I probably should have kept that healing. Or no, because that would have cut me at 5. So a Song of Symmetry could have killed me. So I use another attack. He's at 5. So if he does one attack, it'll code him. But I don't want to take that chance. So I'm going to do my own Song of Symmetry to knock him out. So either forcing him to heal or code his own creature. And he's thinking. There we go. If he healed him, the only bad thing about that is he still has that recklessness. So at least you can heal him a tremendous amount. He's probably going to code himself. So I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good. I get one of his main attacker is Nimi. He's using the infect to make his Alexia game counters. Because her big passive ability is whenever a Mandiblore or an infected creature go to the discard, she gains a music counter, both yours and your opponent's. So, the point of the infecting is to use Wamma, of course, but to get the queen to have a bunch of music counters, which count as Mandiblores, which will make Nimi go skyrocket up. But my opponent this game, he was the only one who kept paying for Hive. He just, I don't know what it was, but as soon as like the fight, of course, would start, he would play Hive. So my Airbeak is attacking his Yeholden, or his. Yeah, I think this is my turn. So, and I'm not playing Hive because I think I can beat him without it. I'm doing Purifying Mud. Good card. I wish I could have used the Liquescent Swirl first, but that makes me lose the Water Element. I take 10 damage from a Streak Strike. There's a Caustic Cascade. I think this is a little bit of a misplay on my part. I probably should have finished it with the Linquescent Swirl because it would have coated him unless he healed, and it would have got that card out of my hand because it takes water, the water element from your creature, and it made me use Caustic Cascade, which I think would have been a better investment for when I fight that last Nimi or that Queen of the Danians. Um, but yeah, so there's another creature gone. Definitely feeling good about this. He only really has one main fighter left. Elixir is good, but she doesn't have the water element, so you have to find a way to get her to be able to use water. A great way is a Destructo Zuka, which I don't have yet. I don't know where you get it. I'm assuming it's like Bodil's Arsenal, which I can't go to yet. It's driving me crazy. I use a liquidizer on my Danian Queen, which you can sacrifice it to give her water for a turn. Not the best, but it has come up and made me win a few matches. I think she's won me 4 matches when she's been the last fighter. So it's Mount Pillar as the location. It activates Hive automatically, which is fine. Of course, he's going to get initiative because of wisdom, and his Nimi's just getting boosted the so much because of the Hive ability. So I'm using Lore as a meat shield pretty much. I want to use my Arabic to fight on my own terms instead of his terms, where if I fight on my own terms, I'll probably get initiative. But yeah, so I'm using Lore just throughout one of those Inquisitant Swirls to get better cards in hand. And there's Rest Toxic, kind of a weird. I think that was a waste of that attack. I think what that would have been 25 or 30 damage. I think that would have been better for, fighting one of my tougher guys. So here's a really good placement part. A lot of people, I think, discredit Chaotic for the kind of moving around. Because he put his Wamma right in the middle, there's no way I can attack him without that Numi intercepting. So really smart play on his part. So even Song of Surprisal won't do anything. That it was kind of a wasted music. Along with my last two musics, which are two Refrain of Denials, I hate losing to Underworlders just because they can burn me out. So I use, of course, two Refrain of Denials to get rid of Cannon of Casualty or whatever have you. But on the flip side, when I play Danian or Mepedian player, that just means I kind of wasted two music slots. So it's a very double edged sword. So here, my strongest Earbeak is fighting his Nimi. He is going to be using Surprising Rifts to turn off my battle gear, which sucks because there goes a Water 5. There's an Ice Disc. That's really unfortunate on my part. That does 35 whole damage. So I probably should have kept my Purifying Mud here and played a little more conservative. I should have known I was probably losing this fight, but I wanted, I don't know. I thought I had it, maybe. So there's a Rust Toxic. Takes me down to 5. So gonna throw out that Burning Rain. But yeah, I do draw a Deluge of Doom though, which is my second best attack card. It does 20 damage and has the passive of lowers your opponent's courage by 25, I believe. It's either 20 or 25. So this is when it starts to get a lot dicey. I don't get my battle gear because Wamma's still around, and that thing, his Nimi is huge. I still have my Nimi, which is going to be ridiculously big because of Alexia, but I have to make sure that she lives. If she dies, like if he has his own Song of Surprisal and I lose her, that's the game right there. So, it's kind of and there's a Darkened Dunes, which would give him, the swift and range he needed. But I believe he goes after. Let's see, who does he go after? I think he goes after my Holden here, which a really good game to play. Again, I love playing against decks I always wanted to play as kids, but either missed important cards or just never had great understanding of. So always thinking I don't know. It's just really cool to see. So he's going after my Holden. I would have gone after my Earbeak just because I feel like Earbeak's my best fighter on this team. Guess maybe not in this match because of the battle gear loss, but he's gonna make short work of this Holden. Um, I'm debating: do I play conservative and just throw away that Linquisant Swirl, or do I try for it? And I'm gonna try for it again. I should have played. Excuse me, more conservative and gotten rid of that Linquisant Swirl. But hindsight's 2020. I do know he's probably going to get coded next attack. Excuse me. So I throw away that Sunderground. But you think about what attacks are going to work better for you in the next fight. Excuse me. I must have. I don't know. Whew, I guess someone's talking about me. Someone's talking about the main man being one of the greatest at this game. And I keep thinking while playing this, please misclick and end your turn so you forget to move your Wamma. But he does a great job of moving him up every time. But sneeze again. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. But yeah, he's doing a great job keeping his Wamma in a protective range because without his Wamma, that'll change the game. So I don't know why I'm thinking of clicking. I know each time I'm going to go into his Queen of the Danians as well. Ooh. I don't know what's making me sneeze like that. Whereas Wamma's also kind of a dead card if it gets to him fight. He only has the, I believe the, whew, no, I'm not gonna sneeze. Whew, I'm not gonna sneeze. Wamma only has the fire element, and his deck is water and earth based. So Wamma's not gonna be able to do anything if he gets into a fight, unless he has a Destructo Zuka, a Liquidizer, or something that's able to give him that required element. So here's some great attacks for me: Swarming Destruction and Deluge of Doom. Two really good attacks for me. So the energy's even for now. Streak Strike does 20. I'm just hoping, man, if I get some Ice Disc, that could be the game right there. Deluge of Doom, that's great. That does 25. I just need to do another Deluge of Doom, and there it goes. A Streak Strike. That's you know pretty good. That's when I think I have it. I just gotta do one more attack, pretty much. See, there's a Storming Destruction, and I have Linquistent Swirl. Which, if I had gotten any other attack card, maybe this game would have been different. But I draw another Linquistent Swirl, which is enough to code him. But, like all good things, he has another Music to counter it. Another Carnivore's Keening, so that'll heal him by 25. And let's see what his next attack is. Twister of Elements, which will do a... Let's see, how much does it do to me? Does it kill me? I don't think that would kill me. So it brings me to 10. So I'm kind of screwed. If I had a, I don't know, maybe if I did Burning Rain instead of Linquistent Swirl, that would have been better. I don't know, because he'd have 5 health left. I think that would have done it if I had done Burning Rain, and he has to heal again. Oh no, it nukes them both. That's right, it nukes them both. So what a kind of great way to get rid of his best attacker is, we took each other out. Now, he does have Elixir, the queen of the Danians. And in this match, she was not a pushover, as you're about to see pretty much. So I'm moving my Nimi up to kind of taunt her. Like, you go into her, go into him, do it. Do it. So it's Mount Pillar Reservoir. This helps me a lot. This gives me Water 5, which will give, Nimi a added boost. Because the Queen of Danians does not have water, unless, of course, she has a Destructo Zuka. Really great card. It lets you choose an element, your creature gains that element, and they gain element 5 in that element. Now, this only happens once when the battle gear is revealed, but if you have ways to flip battle gear face up or face down, like Garv, if you're playing with an overworld deck, that one music they played earlier this match that flipped it, so it can be used quite a bit. So I have a huge health boost here, but Elixia is going to throw some attacks that really, really make it a tight little match. Let's see. There's a Swarming Destruction. There's kind of the energy gone. This is pretty scary because all they need is an Ice Disc, and it's going to KO Nimi. So, I gotta be. I was sweating bullets here. Luckily, they don't, and that's how you do it, people. Draw a Caustic Cascade, boom, throw it straight into them. And, they could have healed, but they didn't. They didn't. And that's how we do it at the NCO. You hit them hard with some strong water attacks, some strong earth attacks, and that's how you do it. Again, great to see a deck that I never really see that often. I get to see how it works. So when I get all the pieces for it, I will love to play an infect deck of my own. But remember, here at the NCO, that's where the big boys play. And that's the bottom line.